Already as a child, I was always passionate about computers, and when internet came around, I think I was about 16, 17 years old, I jumped into it, digged into it. I mean, I wanted to know everything about it. And when I finished school, actually, I started creating my own companies immediately. I was so into IT, and I simply wanted to create that. So the first company created was the Data Center Luxembourg, which is an access provider and hoster, hosting servers in Luxembourg. That was a vision I had back then, which was quite early vision because Luxembourg infrastructure was not ready back then, but still we did it and managed to grow the company. In 2003, though, I saw an opportunity around domain names. We managed to automate and facilitate the registration of the complex extensions, country extensions like Italy, Spain, France, .it, .fr, and others. We were quite complex to register. Even .lu, Restena back then was like 3 faxes to be sent and impossible to handle for a normal person. So we automated the processes, made things easier, and that became very fast an international success. So that was a very nice story around EuroDNS, and we also invested in a few other companies of domain names in the domain space. We invested in Domain Invest. We actually raised money for Domain Invest, and we invested in domain names, premium generic ones, which has a value around internet traffic, but also a resales value. We then also invested in a company called Domain Tools, a US-based company, which is quite interesting business around domain data, the data, who is owner of domains, also quite interesting. And more recently, we also created Open Registry, which is a domain name backend for the new extensions. There are about 600 new generic extensions coming out, and the Open Registry is a technical backend for this company. So that's actually what I call the ecosystems of the domain industry. And more recently, I'm more active as a little investor and partner, going in the world and looking where I can invest in, but always with the vision to bring these companies to Luxembourg, to offer them hostings and services and innovation, and help them to get a visibility and a presence in Europe. The big challenge in international visibility is actually to be able to reach and to be in competition with all the countries. It's quite easy to be successful in Luxembourg and only in competition with on a market of 500,000 people, but as soon as you want to be competitive with the entire world, you're competing against the entire world. So with EuroDNS, the only way we managed to do that out of Luxembourg, so without having offices international, was actually through innovation and through very smart internet marketing, search engine optimizations, viral marketing, social media marketing. That's the only way to achieve in that way. With the second company, another company called eBrand Services, we tried to go local. So we opened a few offices. We opened in Munich an office, in Denmark, and also now in Paris. And there the challenge is actually to find the right management, because we need to rely on people internationally, and that's a big challenge to build up that. So that's the second lesson, which really is then based on people when you go international. The last idea and the concept I tried now is actually to, instead of building a brand internationally, which is very hard nowadays, actually I went out and I invested in Mega, and that's actually the opposite. You invest in a person that has full visibility, and that's, of course, is a big win, because then the visibility comes along automatically. I see myself in the future still very active in the ongoing businesses I'm running, as well EuroDNS and data center, consolidating, following the big partnerships, the investments. But I see myself much more still also on the vision and innovation of the group, especially with the new TLDs, the investment we do in that area, especially in the new TLDs, Open Registry for the back end. I see a lot of opportunities, and I will be very hands-on on those companies. And then I am less executive, so I'm more now vision, strategic partnerships, and I see myself much more investing in other companies internationally to drag them to Luxembourg, to attract them to Luxembourg, build out those companies throughout Europe. So I see myself more as a strategic mover and investor in future. It's a good question. What about Mega? Well, I was lucky to be actually part of that adventure, and I'm very hands-on right now because I think it's a big opportunity for Luxembourg and for our company Data Center Luxembourg, who has opportunity to host many of the servers and provide bandwidth for Mega. Mega is growing at an incredible speed. So we are more than 20,000 users per day, new users per day that sign up as we speak, and it's actually growing. Even that number of 20,000 users per day is growing very fast. So I'm very excited about that project right now, and I think it's a very important project for Luxembourg and actually for everybody because of the privacy issues and the NSA stories out there. So Mega allows people to have a secure storage, secure encrypted storage, actually without them understanding the complexity of it, and that's really so innovative and the premier worldwide. So I'm very excited about that. And the second project that's starting next year, another Kim.com project, is going to be Baboom, a music portal for artists, where we actually empower artists and we allow them to sell music directly without going through big labels, and that they still are in control of their masters. So that's an upcoming story and to be followed. It will be very exciting too.